this Explain Everything is going to look at a few fluid and electrolyte imbalances. And we're going to start off by looking at overhydrations. So first of all, let's look at blood volume. By definition, overhydration, okay, there will be an increase in blood volume in all cases. And now what we have to look at is the osmolarity. So there's three possibilities. We could also have a corresponding increase in blood osmolarity, we could have a decrease in osmolarity, or we could have no change in blood osmolarity. Okay, so looking at the name of these imbalances now is simple. Because all three of these had an increase, therefore they are all going to be overhydrations. And now the name only differs due to the osmolarity. So the first one, the osmolarity increased, therefore this is going to be hyperosmotic overhydration. Okay. No change, it's going to be isoosmotic overhydration. And here we have a decrease, so it will be hypoosmotic overhydration. Okay. To make a little bit more sense of this, let's look at what could cause these different conditions. Okay, so if we look at the first one, which is hyperosmotic overhydration, this would be the ingestion of hypertonic saline. Okay, you've drank too much fluid, but you also have too much salt. So the only example I could think of here is that you have simply drank too much salt water. Okay, you just love that salt water. Or you've been at the movies and you've eaten piles of popcorn and a whole bunch of water to go along with it. It's basically the same as ingesting a hypertonic saline. The next one is when there is no change in osmolarity. Okay, and this is going to be isoosmotic overhydration. And this would be when you're drinking you've had too much fluid, but it's been isoosmotic. Okay, so the ingestion of any isotonic saline, such as Gatorade. Okay, so isoosmotic. And the final one is hyperosmotic overhydration, and this would just be due to simply drinking too much water, just plain, simple water. Okay, so hopefully that helps kind of bring all of that together. On the next page, we will look at underhydration, commonly known as dehydration. So here we have dehydration. So in this case, blood volume has gone down. And again, we can have a corresponding increase in osmolarity or a decrease or no change in osmolarity. Okay. The imbalance, naming it as we did before, if it is dehydration, it's going to be dehydration, 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 and the name only changes because of the osmolarity. Because blood osmolarity went up, this would be hyperosmotic dehydration. No change would be isoosmotic, and a decrease would be hypoosmotic dehydration. So again, to relate this to what could potentially cause this, hyperosmotic dehydration could be due to excessive sweating, okay, or it could also be due to diarrhea. Now what's happening here is that you are losing more water than you are salt, and therefore it is leaving you in a state of hyperosmotic dehydration. Okay, the no change in osmolarity, so the isoosmotic dehydration, here you are losing both solute and water, and the classic example of this would be hemorrhage, okay, when you are bleeding to death. Not necessarily to death, I'm being a little over dramatic. And the last one is uncommon. It's Addison's disease in a pathological state, so we're not really going to talk about that one. Okay, so that pretty well summarizes the different types of overhydrations and dehydrations and some of their causes.